Hello and welcome to Create Your Sacred Life. And I am coming to you today from the beach. And today I'm talking about trusting, surrendering, and letting go. And the reason why I want to talk about that is it has been seriously my mantra for the past couple of years now. I'm going to keep today's short too because I've taken the day to kind of honor the life of my stepdaughter who passed away about 5 years ago. Not about 5 years ago, 5 years ago today. And the one thing that I have learned throughout all of this is to trust and surrender and let go. And it's something that I really first got my first taste of trusting, surrendering, and letting go was, I wrote about it earlier this week, my daughter's birth. She was born with 8 feet of intestines outside her body, and then eventually later on we ended up experiencing the loss of my stepdaughter. So yes, trusting, surrendering, and letting go has been something that has been so important to me, and it's definitely been a lesson. And so it's something that I wanted to talk about today, and I know that a lot of people might be struggling with doing this, with the concept of trusting in the process, or trusting in what is really happening in their lives, and trusting in something that is just much higher than them, much bigger than them, in order to create joy and happiness in their lives. And when you absolutely do trust in the process, that means that there might be an element of letting go. You have to let go of certain things that you've done in your past, certain beliefs and systems and people, letting go of behaviors that have gotten you to the point where you're at today. And so sometimes letting go will cause you to be stressed out and angry and frustrated. So trusting and handing over those beliefs and those emotions and those thoughts to something that is much bigger than you, trusting it will mean that this transformation can happen. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Finally, surrendering. You got to surrender. And here we go. I am surrendering to the fact that there are lots of airplanes flying around over here. We have it is what it is. Surrendering to the process and surrendering to the journey that a situation has to offer you is also really important. It's trust, surrender, let go. Surrender, give it up, forgive, give to forgive, give to give up anything that you're holding on to in order to give yourself more life. This is what surrendering is. This is what forgiveness is. So, I don't know, this is just something that I feel so many of us need to kind of like to spend some time contemplating. And I'm going to continue doing that today myself. But one thing that I did read, and I read from the Tao every single day, and one of the passage that I read today said that a wise man will go out into the middle of the ocean in a boat and trust in the process and trust in what's really happening on that boat in the water. And they're not necessarily going to fight with it. A novice, on the other hand, will go into that boat and begin to fight with the water and believe that they can will it to do whatever it is that they want it to do. And so yeah, I mean, after it takes years and it takes experience to realize there is no such thing as making things happen in a way that you want them to happen. Because after all, what wants to unfold is something that is much bigger and much more beautiful than you could ever imagine. So if you could close your eyes and just imagine that the universe is lifting you up and holding you, and giving everything over and allowing you simply to be the energetic being that you are. That is that feeling of trusting. That is that feeling of surrendering and letting go. So allow that to be. Alright, so I'm going to let this go. I would love to know more about your process of trusting, surrendering, and letting go. And I am also going to post a link to this past week's article about trusting surrender, the power of surrender. And I want to know all about your journey. All right, mwah. Enjoy. Bye bye.